Hey girls, sisters, ladies, comadres. Apparently it was wear black tonight.
Look at us matching.
Navy blue.
Did we all get the memo? Or are you wearing navy blue?
This is my time.
She's wearing the new This Is My Time color. Get it? Navy blue.
I love it. I love it. We're back, girls. We're here for your favorite night of the week. You already know Monday is the new favorite night of the week. Your sisters are here to help you get your life started off with purpose. So listen, if you haven't already done so, will you please like and follow us on all social media platforms?
Yes.
We just want to make sure that you don't miss out on any exciting updates that we have. And I got to tell you, there are some exciting surprises in store very soon. You don't want to miss it, all right? Also, do me a favor, take a minute right now to tag, comment, and share this show, Ladies Night, with your friends on Facebook and YouTube. We are so passionate about seeing every sister positioned and inspired to step out into your God-given purpose. So don't keep us to yourselves, ladies. Okay, share the love. All right. Without any further delay, it's time that we introduce you to tonight's guest host, coming to us all the way live from Weslaco, Texas. All right. So, Lori Ramirez is passionate about helping women. Loving the hopeless is her joy, and seeing women transformed is her goal. Her ministry consists of traveling around the nation, doing ministry alongside her husband of 13 years, Mike Ramirez, with Throne Studio, a ministry that focuses on live prophetic art. She has 6 children and 5 granddaughters who run the world, girls, and one on the way. And you will wonder, after you see her skin, how she is a whole entire grandma up in this place.
Right.
Will you please help me give a warm Ladies Night welcome to Lori Ramirez. Lori, hit your mute button for us, girl. We want to hear you. We are so thankful that you have joined us tonight. It is such a gift to have you. Tell us how you feel.
I am so excited to be with powerful women of God. I'm excited. First Lady, thank you so much for the invite. Thank you for believing in me, believing in our ministry. I appreciate y'all.
We are delighted to have you and to learn from you tonight and to just receive from all that God is doing in your heart. And we're going to dive right in.
Yes, ladies. So we are in one of my favorite segments, which is She Things. So tonight we are going to share some of our favorite road trip snacks with you. We are also going to open this up for you for our virtual host to comment your favorite road trip snack, whether it's salty or sweet, which is what I'm going to ask my girls here in a minute. What is their preference? Do you like salty when you're on the road? Do you like sweet? Do you like to just buy sweet things? Come on, ladies. So today I'm going to go ahead and start off with Coco. Coco, can you share with us what kind of snacks you like?
So I'm just all things junk food when I go on the road. So it could be salty, it could be sweet, it could be sour. It is, but my number one is when we leave in the morning. This is my once in a lifetime or opportunity to eat McDonald's breakfast.
Oh,
so I eat it with no shame, and I indulge in every calorie that breakfast has to give. It's just a must. There's just something about picking up McDonald's before you hit the road. There's just something about
Wow.
Agreed. This is like the biggest agreement that you and I have come under.
Yes.
Interesting.
Lord.
But it's beef jerky, it's hot Cheetos, hot fries, all the sour candy, honey buns, Coke, everything. It's just a good time. It's just a good time for us.
Good. I need myself a honey bun. Ladies, so as I said a minute ago, I don't think I quite explained it. If you don't mind just commenting whether it's salty, let us know. Is it chips? Let us know what it is. We need some ideas, and we will let you know before this segment's over. We're going to give you guys a surprise, some surprise news. So let's go ahead and go with Lex. Come on, I know you've got a list, girl. I've traveled with you.
Is it because I'm a little bit overweight that you know that I have a list? I'm a little offended tonight. I'm a little offended. But you know what? Your girl's gonna come through with the snacks. Cause I got my snack bag. I got my snack bag here. I have to agree with Coco on the fact that you can't give me sweet or salty. I need both in my life. And I got a few things. For my sweet, for my sweet girls out there, them mini donuts be hitting the spot.
Mm.
Them mini donuts. I don't know if y'all know about the crunchy donuts. I don't know if y'all know about that, but we got white, we got the chocolate, and then we got the crunchy. The crunchy be coming through. Them honey buns, that are like 890 calories for just one, with the icing on top. Delicious.
Why do you
Them
have to
honey
ruin it?
roasted peanuts, amazing. Them Swedish fish, y'all don't know about this. Swedish fish is another level, of gummy. Like, not everybody can eat that. You got to be a certain kind of person to have them Swedish fish. Let me just get into my bag.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Very
We have the good old Doritos original. Don't be giving me anything else but the original. Then what hits?
Let's go,
And
Cheetos.
tonight I don't have my flaming ones, but you know that flaming action all day. But if you're Caribbean, what do you know about them plantain chips though?
Okay.
Do you know anything? I don't have, you know what I don't have in here? My chicharrones. They be getting the spot. Let me see. Cheez-Its. Can I help you? Yes. Then what else we got?
After this segment.
Got these for Coco. Your Sour Patches. And then last but I got two more. Listen,
I know.
when you want a chocolate fix, forget Kit Kat, forget all the other. You need a Bueno bar, and there's two of them, so we could share. And these, y'all, they used to be 2 for $1. These, have you had these, Ness?
I have.
These are the cacahuate peanut salt and limon.
All right.
Delicious.
I think I gained a few pounds. Lori, Lori,
I'm sorry. Just by listening to First Lady, right? You probably gained some pounds. I don't even want to share what my to-go snacks are with y'all. Most of y'all know that our ministry consists of many hours of traveling. There's been times, I think the most I've driven is 15 hours.
Whoa.
And that husband of mine is lucky if I even stop for lunch, dinner, or a snack or a restroom break. But I have to tell you, to start off, I need my coffee. My coffee can be Starbucks, McDonald's.
Yes.
Coffee is the best for McDonald's. But my snacks do not involve sweet is not in my snack bag. But I love you. I love you, First Lady. I love you. But grapes is a must. Not just any grapes, but red ones.
Right.
Yeah, Coke Zero. I got to take that Coke Zero with me. Almonds is another snack.
Yes to almonds.
And a banana.
I'm snoozing.
That banana go with this.
Tell them.
Lori's gonna be hitting that road by herself. Any other co-hosts going with Lori? Nada.
Yeah, thank God my husband sleeps most of the time. So all those healthy snacks are for me. And since we travel a lot, Buc-ee's is a must.
Oh, I've heard about Buc-ee's.
What's Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's.
What is that? A horse? What is it?
Oh gosh,
Gas station.
Like the largest convenience.
Yeah, never been to Buc-ee's? Oh,
even I've heard of Buc-ee's.
It's a must.
It is.
Like, you gotta stop. They got anything and
it's a Texas thing.
Yeah. So at Buc-ee's, my to-go thing at Buc-ee's is my size large Coke Zero. I got to get it there. Extra ice. And my homemade potato chips. Those are the ones that keep me awake the last 30 minutes of my 15-hour drive. So that's a must for me.
Wow.
Sorry.
Hey, that sounds
Okay.
good. But Ness, let's go.
Okay, I don't like
Full
gas
us.
station food. I just don't. There's nothing. I go in there and I feel lost. I mean, I don't even know what to get here. Nothing looks good. I'm just not a big fan. But if I have to pick something, because that's where we're at, I will pick sunflower seeds with an extra cup to throw the shells. You have to grab an extra cup from the soda fountain for your shells. Don't walk out without the extra cup.
Don't be nasty.
Don't be messing around. Okay. Don't be throwing them out the window. Don't be putting them in the cup holder. Grab an extra cup. Okay. And beef jerky, almonds, and a smart water. I will admit that I'm a water snob, and it has to be a smart water. Otherwise, I don't want it. I just don't want it. It's either dumb water. But I'll get a coffee from Starbucks. But that's it.
I
Yeah.
like that. I was thinking you were going to come through with some keto snacks, but I guess
Those
not.
are all keto friendly,
Well,
by the
but
way.
some fun ones, like, to replace that sugar urge that I have sometimes.
Yes.
So you've got to
Well, I don't
suggest
have a sugar urge really anymore.
I'm perfect. I don't have
But
sugar.
I'm not perfect. I just sucked down a whole Maruchan right before this show started. But if I can stop at Target, this is my jam right here. It's like a tiny charcuterie board, and it has cheese and meat and
yes.
almonds.
Show it.
Can you see it?
Ooh, Hillshire.
Yes.
It's
girl.
like an adult Lunchable, but this is like level 10 right here.
Oh,
Yes.
And I saw Joy posted something about the dilly pickles, which are also keto friendly, and I'm a fan of those too. So thank you, Joy.
Well, I'm gonna have to make that list because I love me some powdered donuts. I have to have some kind of chips. I have to have some kind of sweet, some of that pica chile kind of mango. I don't know what they're called, but they've got the chile chamoy and it's so good. Those are some of my good, but water. I drink water with most of my snacks. But ladies, the reason we are wanting to just get your input on some of these snacks is we have some exciting news for you. So the four of us are going to be taking a road trip next week.
Yes.
Next week, we are taking on Colorado, ladies. We are going, ladies' night is going on a road trip, okay?
Right.
You normally see us on the screen. We love doing life this way, but we have made it a point to try and meet up and do life together where we can physically see each other, physically make fun of how I'm not 5'1" and I'm under 5. So, ladies, this next Monday, your girls are going to be in Colorado, and we are going to be doing our Friendsgiving with you all. And so you've seen the post of how we have asked you to come. If you want to be a part of the show next Monday, I think there's a form out there. Am I correct, Lex?
Yes, there is.
We want you to do life with us, okay? We want you to come on live. This is going to be your time where we're going to be able to just chat with you and just have a good time. So we invite you to go ahead and fill out that form. As a matter of fact, go ahead and message us right now and let us know that you want to be a part of the show. That's going to be our season finale. And can I tell you how excited we are to be there? But we want to, some of the snacks that you are commenting, we are going to go to the store and we are going to buy some of these snacks and eat them. Three of us are going to drive about 5.5 hours. So we're going to be eating some of these snacks. And then we're going to make Ness eat some of those snacks.
Are we stopping at Buc-ee's? That's what we need to know.
There's no Buc-ee's that way.
in Texas. Yeah.
Yes. So, ladies, that is it for She Things. We hope to see you next Monday in Colorado.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness. It's girl get it together time.
It
Girl,
sure
get
is.
it together.
I need to get my own self together. together. Listen, we love helping our sisters get their life together, and maybe tonight you help me get mine together because it looks like I don't got nothing together tonight. Will you do us a favor and hit us up with all of your life dilemmas, questions, doubts, confusions, existential crises, issues, anything you got for us, because we are here to help you, girl, get your life together. So text us on our Girl Get It Together hotline at 806-410-0706. That's 806-410-0706. We can ask your question anonymously, or we could put you on blast if you want. Just let us know, girls. So tonight's question is from a sister who is asking us, how do you walk confidently in your purpose? So Mari, let's start with you.
Listen, there's something that I learned a few years ago. I didn't always walk confidently into my purpose and the things that God would place before me. It wasn't until I realized that it wasn't about me and it was all about God. And the moment that I realized that I'm simply someone that God is using, and I simply began to just discover everything that God was saying about me and believing it and just putting myself in his hands. I think that's when I began to walk confidently in whatever it was that God was placing in my life.
So good.
All right. Lori, how about you?
Exactly what Maddie just shared, but just knowing that I have a purpose that God knew all my life from the beginning. He knows it all from the beginning to the end,
Yes.
from A through Z, whatever's in between. That's what has allowed me to walk knowing that I need to fulfill my purpose in life in spite of trials, in spite of bad choices, in spite of stuff that I didn't even ask for, in spite of being born into a home with my daddy being a heroin addict. Not only was he a heroin addict, but for 40 years, that's a long time. And being in the home, just being in the home until the age of 18, seeing everything I saw. And I mean, y'all can just imagine this little girl being born into this, didn't ask for it. This isn't what, now that I'm a grown up, say, okay, why me? But now I know. Now I know that God was going to use me even through the worst in my life. He was going to use me to help somebody else. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it when my husband told me, start thanking God for your past.
Yeah.
Telling him, you haven't even walked the shoes I've walked, buddy. How can you tell me to start trusting God?
Come on.
But when I started doing that is when I knew that I could walk the walk. I knew who my creator was.
Yes.
And now more than ever, God has been tagging at me since 2020 during this COVID to be transparent. Now I can tell you, now that my story is out, now that everything, not just what I've gone through, but the secret that I carried with for so many years has been exposed with my son. Now I can walk with confidence, knowing that God, you knew all along Lori was going to go through this, but you knew, God, that he knew that I was going to be used.
Yes, he did.
So now I can tell you, I walk with my crown. I walk with my shoulders straight up.
Yes.
I no longer have to look down at my feet, look down at the
Yes.
Come on.
We have this one T-shirt out, and it's got the woman and the lion. So they always ask me when we're selling it, they always ask me, what does it symbolize? And I tell them, the woman is you. And then she's looking up. I wish I would have brought it out here with me, but she's looking up. The lion is right underneath. And I said, you no longer need to look down. You need to look up knowing that God is with you. It doesn't matter what we've gone through, what we face, bad choices. Because come on, girls, let's be real. We've made bad choices.
Yes.
The lion of Judah that lives inside of us, no matter what.
So good.
So I walk with my head up high now. And a lot of the times and my walk with God is, but they're going to talk about you, but they know this about you. And I've learned that it's the enemy that wants to keep me quiet, but I'm done with this. Sometimes I question myself or question God, okay, God, Why at the age of 50? You know, why at the age of 49? Why now? But he knew exactly when. He
Come
knew when he
on.
was going to use me. He knew when other women were going to need me to be there with
Yeah.
them. They've gone through what I've gone through. And it just blows me away. Every city, because my husband and I travel the nation, every city that I go to
Yeah.
always has to be that one.
Mm.
I'm going with the mentality of going to minister, not knowing that I'm going to get ministered to.
Yeah.
But God always places that one broken one.
Yeah.
It either be a young person, it either be
Yeah.
a female, a male, but he always attracts me to that one. And I know it right away just by looking at the person. And I'll always grab a shirt. I'll
Mm.
go to that person and say, come and see me after service. I've got something for you.
Mm.
And I always gift him a shirt and I tell him the meaning of my shirt because I've been there. I've been to where you think nobody is there for you. I've been
Mm.
to where you think nobody's going to believe in you.
Come
I've
on.
been there to where you think it's only you and you've got
Yeah.
all these fingers pointed at you.
Yeah.
So my confidence is there because of the creator that simply created
Yes.
you.
Yeah. So good. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, that was incredible. Coco, what do you think? What answer do you have for our sister?
I love what Lori was saying, and it reminds me, and it also puts me in a place of, in the Bible, the woman that was bent over for 18 years that lived through this infirmity and carried these things. And for 18 years, all she could see was the dirt in the bottom of her feet, and everybody
Wow.
at his feet, and everybody just being possibly trampled on or not seen. But her knowing to some extent that there's something greater out there, there's something for me, and going into a synagogue where she knew she was going to be talked about, she knew that people would maybe laugh at her or all these things, yet she went there because she knew that there was a man named Jesus who would see her for her. And the moment that he saw her, he set her free. But in that, like, she didn't go out and she didn't need even a support group to say, hey, well, I need a support system to help me walk in my perfect purpose or have this confidence. All she needed was one man, and his name was Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey.
To walk in her new purpose, to say, now I'll be able to go and say, hey, there's so much greater. I was set free from this, and this after 18 years of the things that I carried.
Come on.
So I've related to the woman that was bent over for so many, for a few years now, and just saying, man, like, the only person that I need affirmation from is Jesus.
Yeah.
Maybe some of us don't even get that from our spouses or from our children or from our parents or our siblings or whoever. But I have gotten to a point to where I don't need any of that.
Mhm.
If Jesus saw me for me and knows that I was called for greater and called for such a time as this, then that's all I need. That's all I need, and that's all you need.
Wow.
Amen.
Very good. Lex.
I love every answer, and I think this is such a great question. I would say number one of the reasons I've been able to walk confidently in my purpose is because I've had to focus on the voice of the Father, on the voice of the one that created me, that created the purpose within me. Because many times other voices are going to distract me. Many times they've come to distract me. They've come to give me like their resolution to my life, and I rather hear it from the one that put and installed even before I was in my mother's womb, right? And I know that I've had to learn that it's okay to do things differently than other people. You know, that I'm not cookie cutter. I'm not cookie cutter made. You know, when you have a certain cut for a cookie, every cookie looks the same. It's okay to look different.
Yeah.
It's okay to to speak in a different way. It's okay to just be myself, you know? And that takes me to my third point. Don't apologize for being you. Don't apologize for what you're bringing to the table, because my purpose is designed exactly for me, and everything, like, I can attest with what Lori said. Everything that has brought me to this place, every place of pain, every place of joy, whatever it was that has brought me here and has contributed to developing this person that you see today, I'm not going to apologize for being a little extra sometimes. I'm not going to apologize for being truthful and honest in front of you than behind your back. So
yes, very good. So to the sister that asked us tonight, first of all, so courageously and bold to put yourself out there and ask a very vulnerable question. How do you walk confidently in your purpose? I would say to you that, first of all, understand what purpose is. Purpose is not a destination. It's not a place that you land and then you're there, you've arrived. Purpose really is the step in front of you. That's all it is. And it's being brave enough to have the courage to take just that next step. And when you get there, God will tell you what the next step is. And the next step after that, he probably most likely won't reveal to you the whole plan. He won't reveal to you the destination, the whole path. But one day you'll look back and you'll see how many steps you took. One day you'll look back and you'll understand the courageousness, the boldness that came out of you, because every single day you chose to take one more step towards purpose, not really knowing where it was going to go, not understanding how it was going to turn out, not having the full picture in mind, but every day just choosing to hear his voice and to take that next step in front of you. And I love what the Bible says in Romans 8:28 says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. And I want to challenge you to consider his purpose for you and not your purpose for you. Remember that what you can conceive of as good is the very least of what he's capable of doing. Our good is not even comparable to God's good. So take that step, that next step, and remember that confidence is really just being bold enough, just enough, the faith of a mustard seed to take that next step that's in front of you. All we got for you, girls.
It's time for a giveaway, and we want to give away that shirt that Lori was talking about today, the lion and the woman. So if you put a lion emoji after tonight's nightcap, we will announce a winner. But we want to bless one of you ladies this evening.
All right, ladies, it is now time for our chick chat. And let me tell you, we are going to talk about those moments where we are put in a position where we have to start over. Are you ready for that conversation? Okay, I'm ready. I'm all for it. Right, Ness? Hi there. I am all for it. New beginnings are favorable at most, but there are seasons, even though we're starting over, it can be very difficult. And we want to help someone tonight that may find themselves in that season where they are starting over, whether it be in a job, a relationship, a new place, new school, new church. We want to let you know, sister, you are not alone. So here's a powerful portion of scripture that speaks about an end, but there cannot be an end without a beginning. It says in Ecclesiastes 7:8, the end of a matter is better than its beginning, and patience is better than pride. Can I say that one more time? The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and patience is better than pride. So tonight, I want to start with Maudie. Here's the first question. We're talking about starting over. Describe a time in your life where you looked forward to starting over, and what were some of those benefits?
Well, I would like to talk about the most recent one, which is my husband and I in February became the lead pastors of our church, and that was a new beginning for us. For a while, we had been associate pastors there at our church, and so some of the benefits were just the relationship that we had already built with a lot of the members of the church. So although it was a little bittersweet because my parents were stepping down as lead pastors, it was also a very exciting time in our life where now we were now lead pastors and taking on a great responsibility that God was placing before us. So yeah, that was one of the most recent times.
I've shared a number of times on the show before, but my family and I recently moved out of my hometown, left our jobs, our former jobs, our former church, our former ministry to join a new ministry in where we're at, and kind of start a new season with our little family and kind of away from, out of proximity from family as well. So yeah, we looked forward to it. Some of the benefits were just shedding off old patterns and old things that were kind of, turning out to be more burdensome than conducive to ministry and creativity. And you can't always see that, but you can see it in hindsight when you look back about some of the things that just weren't advocating for you. And so anyway, yeah, we're so thankful to have had a fresh start. Yeah.
How about you, Lori? What was
one of the things for me was leaving my job for 10 years at a law office to go full-time ministry with my husband and trusting God. Most of y'all know that we're based on a love offering. We don't have a set honorarium in our ministry. It's a love offering. Wherever we travel, if we travel from here to California, from here to Dallas, from here to Brownsville, which is 45 minutes, it doesn't matter where we travel. We're based in a love offering, not knowing what we're bringing.
Yeah.
But we prayed over it for a whole year. I remember in May telling God, okay, God, we're in May. I'm ready. God wasn't ready. He kept saying, it's not time. Another 3 months, still waiting on it. Finally in December. This December will be my 4th year that I am full-time ministry alongside with my husband. And the benefit of it is the boss, his name is Mike Ramirez, and that is my husband.
Come on.
All right. All right,
boss. Trusting God and praying for a whole year and knowing that he was going to supply every need that we needed in our home. We still had our youngest daughter, helping her through college, helping her with her daughter at that time when I left my job. So I never once asked God, will I be able to make it financially? Because there's a lot of things that come with your financial needs that you need in your home, So never once did I question that, because I knew when he said it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
So before our Christmas break, I let them know that I was leaving. My boss tells me,
wow,
I'm going to let you go for a season. That's what he said. I'm going to let you go for a season. But after you've gotten some rest, come back in 3 months.
Wow.
But I knew I wasn't coming back.
Yeah. 4 years later.
Yeah, I knew it was from God. I knew, because I prayed and I left it in God's hands, that it was the perfect time, not knowing that come the year after I quit in December, January, my mother gets sick. So my plans were full-time ministry. Yay, I've got it. Get to travel with my husband everywhere, anywhere. No longer did I have to leave from where we were at to get home at 3:00 in the morning, sometimes 2:00, wake up to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
So I knew it was all God, because come the following year, January, my mom gets sick. So my plans were, I'm going to travel with my husband. My mom gets sick, only daughter. We were able to bring her into our home, care for her until her last year in our home.
Wow.
I didn't have to travel the last 3 months of my mom's life, because I was alongside with her here in our home while my husband did the traveling. And let me tell you, girls, that those 3 months God provided more than I ever even
Wow.
Bless the Lord.
Yeah.
for
Bless
us.
the Lord.
So my thing is, pray about it. You know, God's got to be in it,
Yes.
and your faith. I knew that I would be standing in front of my closet, and when I say this, I mean it.
Yeah.
Although my husband does have more in his closet than mine, those of y'all that know my husband, but just to stand in front of my closet, even last week, I stood there, I looked at my closet, I looked at the clothes I have, the shoes I have, the purses, and I weep in my closet. I literally weep, just knowing that my God has been faithful and has supplied just the simple things, clothing over my body,
Yes. God is good.
the extra accessories, the extra little things. Just knowing that if you put him first and you just be obedient and listen to him, everything falls into place.
Well, that brings us into our next question. When does starting over become difficult? Someone out there is watching and they're like, that's great. I love your story. I love that you were able to listen to God and put your faith in it. But starting over isn't always easy, ladies. So when does it become difficult, Ness?
Yeah, I think it's most difficult when you're ambushed by it.
Hmm.
When it's just
Explain
coming,
yourself. Explain
and
yourself.
when starting over comes out of the clear blue sky. One day you're served with divorce papers. One day you're served with termination papers. One day you're served a diagnosis. One day, whatever you're completely blindsided. And I think that is the most difficult way to be launched into starting over, is when you're not ready, you're not prepared, and more importantly, when you're not anchored by the certainty of who Jesus is, right? The Bible calls him the rock upon which we stand, and he is that anchoring source to us that can sustain us through seasons of change and starting over, specifically when we're ambushed by it. It doesn't make it feel easier, and I don't think we should deny that there's a lot of pain associated with being ambushed by a difficult situation, having to start over. But I think it's in those scenarios that it is most important that we have an anchoring to the source of who Jesus is.
Yeah. How about Lori? When is it difficult for someone to start over?
It's just like Ness said, if God is not in it, if God is not your rock, that is the most difficult time, because let's be real.
Be real, girl.
Even when he's in it, even when he's the rock.
All right.
Sometimes our faith is not where it needs to be.
Well,
it's just not. I can say that, some stuff I've gone through, I have not that he's not in it. We haven't allowed him to be in it.
Ooh.
So there's a difference, So I've learned in my walk that in everything I do, everything I trust, everything I believe in my life, in my ministry, in my children, and my granddaughters for their future, God's got to be in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just allowing him to be that rock, that foundation, that, we won't be moved. We got to learn from our past.
That's a whole different thing. Maudie, when does it become difficult?
Someone wrote in the comments when you're not ready to let go, and that's exactly what I was thinking is when you're wrestling with the thought of, it sounds almost crazy to say you're not ready to let go of the old to walk into the new. And it takes me to the story of the people of Israel. All of the complaining they did. I mean, God was ready to take them into a new season, into the promised land. And there they were complaining like, man, if we would have just stayed behind, we wouldn't be going through the things that we're going through. But but I believe it's those mere things that we go through that make us enjoy the new seasons that God wants us to walk into. So I think that's a reality, is when you don't want to let go of the old and let go of those things, man. It frustrates me, and I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. It frustrates me when I think of the fact that our good Lord, when he's placing us in new places, He's not placing us there to harm us, and he's not placing us there to give us less than what we have. He places us in those because he wants to give us more than what we had in the past. So I think it's the struggle of wanting to let go. And so anybody listening today is, I invite you to release that to the Lord and walk confidently into what God wants you to walk into. Is it going to be easy? No. Is there going to be growing pains? Absolutely. Are you going to cry? Yes. Are you going to feel scared? Absolutely. But you know what? It was those men in the Bible that walked not knowing what they were walking into, but having faith of that God was with them as they were walking into new seasons of their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Lori, here's a question for you. What are some challenges that you face or that we face when we're starting over?
Not knowing the outcome. Not knowing, trusting God, yes, but not knowing the outcome and to overcome fear. So married to the man that I'm married to, I've learned to become a risk taker.
Okay.
And I like to relate back to the story of Peter when he walked on water.
Mm-hmm.
So when God said, come, he didn't say, Peter, come. He just said, come. So all those others had a chance to walk on water. Because if you read it again and try to understand it in a different way, God yelled out and said, come. They could have come too. Nobody said you got to stay in that boat. But because out of fear, they stayed in that boat.
Okay.
So I've learned to come.
Are you coming after us today, Lori? Are you coming after us?
Coming after someone.
You better drop that bomb.
Even when he doesn't say, come, Lex.
Yes.
We have to go not with fear. We have to go knowing that, you know what? If God made a way, if God opened doors, if God made that phone call, if God used the woman of God to speak into your life, those are signs already. Those let me just share this with y'all really quick. So my daughter was in a relationship. It didn't go well for her. And I remember her crying out to me and telling me, Mom, why didn't I listen? And I did. What do you mean, why didn't you listen to what? Well, certain individuals told me whatever. And I said, do you know that was God that was intervening through those people, telling you already, you know? So there's a lot of signs that God puts out there for us. And we just have to go in there, you know, without fear, just knowing that going back to even before in our mother's womb.
Yes.
Even before in our mother's womb, God already knew.
He already knew. Ness, come on, Ness. What are some challenges that we face?
I'm hearing us talk and I'm realizing, that there's some personalities, if you're listening, you might understand this, that are more relaxed in the face of change. Like, they're comfortable with it. And there's others of us that are not comfortable with spontaneity and going with the flow. And I tend to lean more that way. And it's funny how God will pair you with somebody who is the polar opposite of that for life. And I would say that that has, and just like Lori, like I've learned to be more relaxed with spontaneity by being married to someone who is pretty relaxed and kind of goes with the flow and whatever. But when you take that onto that, that deeper level, some of us will see the world as starting over as a world of possibility, and others of us see it like we're standing at the foot of a mountain. Like you're standing at the foot of Mount Everest. Like, how am I going to climb this again?
Right.
How? I lost so much. I sacrificed so much loss. I did so much work. I invested so much. I put in so much effort. I gave so much of my life to that first mountain. And now I'm standing at the foot of another. And it feels so overwhelming. It feels impossible because you have poured it all out and you feel like I've got nothing left. And now I'm at the foot of another mountain. And I'll share with you, ladies, that when I lost my job, I think about the days when I would pray, like, God, just Lord, make a way so I don't, I can have more margin. I can have the freedom to decide. Well, guess what? I got that. I lost my job. And then it was a blank page. What are you going to do, Ness?
Mm-hmm.
And for some of us, the blank page is more terrifying than the instruction manual.
Ooh.
Most of us would rather have an instruction manual that says, all right, step 1, step 2, step 3. Most of us would love that. But a lot of times God hands us a blank page.
Sure does.
And says, you pick. My goodness and mercy is following after the woman who is moving, not the woman who is standing still.
Right.
Right?
That's
And
right.
so this is the same issue that the Israelites faced in the wilderness. They kept desiring to return back to Egypt, not because Egypt was better than the wilderness, but because Egypt was at least predictable.
Ooh, come on, predictable.
It was predictable.
We like to be comfortable.
And the blank page is unpredictable. The wilderness is unpredictable. The promises, the journey that God has us on, the purpose that he's calling us to, the places that he's calling us to is unpredictable. We can't predict it. And so we, with sacrifice, sacrifice that at the expense of, the sacrifice the blank page, the possibilities that he might have, right? In exchange for predictability, in exchange for comfort, in exchange for what seems safe. And I will be the first to admit that I've done that, and I do that. And I wonder, and here's the thing, ladies, I am right now working on a blank page and praying every day, Lord, what is this blank page hold? What do you desire this blank page to look like? And every other day, the enemy offers me an exit strategy, an exit plan. I get a job offer. I get a job offer here, a job offer there. Oh, that looks like God making a way out of the wilderness, when it's not, because he put a blank page and said, do my work here. But that job is so easy. I could do that. I could bring in the money that I need to make. He's asking me to take the road less traveled, and that is terrifying.
Yes.
Terrifying. This is the challenge that we'll face. You're not in competition, ladies, with any other woman you've met on the internet. You are only in competition with the woman that you were yesterday. Yeah. The person you were before.
Right.
We are talking about starting over, and I think that we're getting all these nuggets, and we're going to end with our last question because Lori has a nightcap for us, and right after the nightcap, we are going to announce two things. We're going to announce what we're doing next week, and we're going to announce who the winner is of that prophetic shirt, because y'all don't even know. So here's my last question. What are 3 steps to take when met with the fact that starting over is the opportunity that God is giving us in this season? Lori?
3 steps. God has to be centered. He's got to be in it no matter what. There's no ifs, buts, ands. Prayer. And we have to act on it. I really believe in my life that I've applied. And yes, I'm 52 years old, fixing to be 53. I believe sometimes I can slap myself left and right and tell myself, Lori, get it together. God's not in it. You're missing that one point. Come on, Lori, get it together. Did you pray about it? Did you really pray about it? And I'm being real. There's times that I don't pray about it. That Lori just takes, that run for it and says, okay, I got this. I did it the last time, but did it go well the last time? What was missing the last time? I seem to miss the point and not realized, okay, you missed out the prayer the last time. It didn't go well. You forgot this little nugget in it. You forgot to include God in it. You forgot to act on it. You allowed God. Because I feel when God opens a door, when God puts something in front of us, it's God saying, okay, now act on it. I'm waiting on you. It's all there. You got it. I'm giving it to you in a gold platter. I'm giving it to you to do what you're called for. I've learned not to sit back and relax myself and bring out that violin and start, little by little, just playing music to myself.
Yeah.
So if I have God-centered, if I pray about it and I act on it, I get good results. Not
I
Lori.
think I love your last point. Of course, God, everything was great, but your last step, goal, there's something about it, Ness, and it's very similar to what you got for
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
So I think we're in line. We're in line, Ness. What are the 3 steps? I got to say it again because someone needs to hear. What are the 3 steps to take when met with the fact that starting over is the opportunity that God is giving us in
Yes.
this season?
Yes, everything Lori said, I resonate with. It was so beautifully put. My 3 steps for you ladies are grieve, heal, and go.
Yep.
Grieve what was left behind. Grieve it. Mourn, do whatever you need to do to grieve that we're not going back to normal. We're not going back.
That's
Sorry.
right. Come
Grieve
on.
it. And then heal. Invite the healer to come in and to put things the way that he designed them to be in the first
Come
place.
on.
That's right.
So good.
To restore us back to our original design. Wholeness with him, in communion with him, in tune with his Holy Spirit. So let him heal you after you've grieved. And finally, go. Get up. Like Lori said, it's time. Time to get your body moving. Go.
So good. All right, ladies, we are going to take the next few minutes and end with our nightcap. And then after that, we're going to give away our giveaway tonight and one more announcement. So with us tonight, get your heels out and let's welcome Lori for our nightcap.
I'm so excited, ladies, to be with y'all tonight. What an opportunity just to share what I've gone through, the way God is working through me, if I allow him to work through me, because like I said, we got to get up and go and do this. I can relate. Starting all over again is not easy. Starting all over again after a divorce is not easy. And starting all over again after mom and dad passes away, it's not easy. It's not easy. Starting all over again at a new job is not easy. Starting all over again with a new ministry is not easy. Leaving your church that, God said it's time is not easy because you get connected to the people you love. You get connected with people that are not just your church members, but are your family as well. So I just want to share this with you. Starting easy is not over. I know there's some of y'all out there that have been wanting to fulfill your purpose in life. I'm going to tell you that it's time. It's time you act on it. It's time you move on it. I'm going to share this scripture because I simply love it. And especially the one that even before in your mother's womb, he already knew everything about you. He knew everything from A through Z. He knew what you were going to face. He knew what you were going to go through. But just knowing that you start to walk in faith, you start to walk in your purpose. That's what matters. Are we going to fail at it? Yes, we are. I failed at many things. I failed as being wife. I failed as being mom. I failed as, let me just say, a coworker, like simple little things. We fail at things. But the main thing about it is if we get back up. I relate to my friends. I started a ministry 2019. Right before COVID, 2018, started a ministry. I went to a women's conference in San Benito, and the 2 speakers spoke into my life. And one of them said, Cheryl Brady, I will never forget. She said, you've got 20 something days before the year is over. Act on it. I always wanted a women's ministry. I didn't care where you came from. I didn't care what religion you were in. I didn't care about your past. I didn't care. All I wanted was women to come and get together to share their story. Our stories are incredible. My story is incredible. I started writing my book, and to know that someone I've never met, I just know her through social media, sends a message to my husband one night. She wanted her to paint some boots. And 2020, I started writing in my journal, started writing my story. And I remember telling my son, I need you to write a chapter in my book, because without you in this chapter, my book has no meaning to it. And as I shared stuff with my son and then called him a few days later and said, hey, son, I want you to come up with a title for my book. Well, one of the nights my husband gets that text from this person, and I am so grateful for her. Can't wait to meet her in May. She tells my husband in a message, I'm sending you some boots soon. I want you to paint something on them. And can you please share this with your wife? And it said, I saw her write it in a journal, and this is what she wrote. I remember weeping in front of my son, because what I was writing is the title of my book. I will not share what the title is until my book is almost out, but I'm excited because God spoke to me in 2020 and said, be transparent. Starting all over again to me has been sharing my story and being transparent. I started reading the book of Hope Carpenter. My most beautiful disaster, or the most beautiful disaster, just to know that this woman of God has shared and has been transparent with a lot of us, because a lot of us have read her book. God spoke with me and said, it's your turn. It's your turn to be transparent. Transparent, not only for you to know my story, but for me to start all over again, knowing that even through my mess, even through my bad choices, even through stuff I didn't ask for that has happened to me, God can still use me. So ladies, it doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter how many fingers have been pointed at you. It doesn't matter how many people have gossip about you. It's time that we start being transparent. It's time that we just trust in God. It's time that we get up and move. It's time that no longer carrying this baggage with us for years, because all it's doing is making us miserable, making us bitter, when God has called us out to reach somebody else. If I can lift you up higher than me, that is what I want to do. So I'm going to read this really quick. And I love what it says in, and let me end by this, that it is in 2 Corinthians 5:17. Anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone. A new life has begun. A new chapter has begun. A new lifestyle has to start. I leave you with this. I leave you that even before in your mother's womb, even before he even conceived you in your mother's womb, he already knew you. He already knew Lori was going to go through bad stuff. He already knew Lori was going to make bad choices, but he knew that this time, this season, this year, God was going to use me now more than ever. I love you. God doesn't care about your messed up story. God doesn't care about your messed up life. God just cares about your heart, and that you're willing to follow him and willing to fulfill your calling. That's what he cares about. I love you all and hope to hear from y'all again soon. God bless.
What an amazing encouragement. Can we give it up for Lori tonight? I don't know about you, but I was truly blessed by her testimony. And we are not going to give away the name of the book, but we know it's on its way. And let me tell you, first of all, the fact that she's even going to be 53 years old is amazing. But the heart, you just have to meet this woman and know the heart. And she's so giving and she's so loving. And you can tell everything that God is doing in her life. Listen, if you are in the season right now of starting over, we here are with you. We support you. We love you. And we would love to pray with you through this season. It's not a scary thing, but I love one of the steps that our girls gave us was it's time to go. It's time to move. So tonight we have winners for that Throne Studio. We want you to check out their ministry at Throne Studio. You can see them on Facebook and on Instagram, and they travel all the time, so you'll find them at a conference near you, and we're so excited to see them and everything that God's going to be doing through them in 2022. So you want to just make sure that you are out and watching and looking. They have incredible things that God has given them to do, from arts to clothing. So I encourage you, support Throne Studio Ministry. And Coco, it's time for you to tell us who our winners are. Are you ready, Coco? I know you love to give them gifts away. So we just can't hear Coco right now, but
almost made it the whole show.
You almost
made it the whole show. Okay, so we have 3 giveaway winners today.
We have 3 giveaways.
3 giveaway. Well, it's the same shirt, but 3 winners. So the first winner is I had it right here, Lily Soria, and I'm 100% sure I messed up that name. And we have, let's see, Carmen Valdez is number 2, and Lorena Rubio. So if you are still on, please send us a direct message on Instagram or Facebook and send us your address, and we will get this back to you, or give this gift sent to you as soon as possible. And yeah, so you have to be on to be a winner.
That's right. We want to get this out to you tonight. And there's a reason why we're all here. Maudy's going to join us in 1 second. Like she said, we are taking a road trip. And here's our girl, Maudy. Hey, Maudy. We are doing a road trip. And next week is truly special, okay? Because we here are going to be joined by all of you. Well, not all of you, but some of you. And we are super excited for you to join the conversation, because next week we're talking about gratitude. And we have our Ladies Night virtual host, Takeover.
What's going on, Ladies Night virtual hosts? We are 1 week away from our season 4 finale, and we decided why not go big on our last show for season 4. So we are doing the virtual host takeover. What does that mean? We want to get as many of you virtual hosts on the show live next week, November 22nd. So if you're interested, all you have to do is fill out the form that's in our comment section, and boom, you can be part of the conversation next week. So what are you waiting for? Join your hosts, Maudy, Ness, Coco, and Lex, next week for our virtual host takeover. We cannot wait to see each and every one that's going to be joining.
So what can I say? Girls, are you excited to have our hosts on here live?
So
Yes.
Yes,
We're
excited.
So all you have to do is fill out the form, check out our comment section. We also have a post up. We want, and next week we have 4, not just 1, but 4 special giveaways. So make sure that you are on next week. Check out our form. We can't wait. And we will be live in Colorado. Now,
Yes.
some of you asked where we're going to be in Colorado. DM us and we'll give you more information. Why you want to come see us? You want to go out for coffee? Ness is up for that. So we are going to be on a road trip. We're going to be in Colorado, and it's going to be a quick trip, but we want to be together and we want to have this time with you. So thank you so much for everyone who has watched our show, who has been so supportive. Check out Throne Studio. And we, your hosts, Ness, Maudy, Coco, we're coming together for our last show next week. We can't wait. Maybe, I don't know, in 2022, maybe we'll do a city tour. What do you think? Should we bring Ladies Night to your city? Comment in our section, virtual host. So as we end every week, here we go. Carmen, you could come anytime because you're the life of the party. As we end every week, step out into your purpose, ladies. We'll see you live next Monday night.